start
Recording.
Okay, we're in.
Okay, got it.
I've got to be professional now.
So now we got to get
Oh, no,
serious.
not that.
Welcome
means I
to
can't eat my dinner.
Wednesdays. We get together every week to talk about essential oils. And why am I echoing?
Oh,
Anybody
probably
else
because
hear
I have
that?
my speaker on.
I would mute everyone. Yeah, that's
I'm
probably
gonna
why.
mute
Go ahead and mute.
me.
So we
I'm
talk
gonna
about
mute
essential
me.
oils, different modalities and ways to use the oils, because I think that's super important. You know, in addition to understanding the oils themselves, understanding how to use them in your everyday life. So that's what we're here for, to give some education to each other. And I learn things every single week. So I'm glad that we're doing this. So if you don't want to be recorded with your face, just go ahead and turn off your camera. And then we just ask that you mute so that we don't get any feedback going on while we're talking. So we all just went to convention. I think there's a lot of us on here that just got back from convention. We all went together, which I was so excited about. I was like, I can't believe like I came back and I was like, why was I ever on the fence about this? Like, because I was almost like, should I go or should I stay? Like, I don't know. That seems like a lot of stress. And it was actually really fabulous. The family back home was fine. They got along fine without me. So I was super excited to be there, and to do it with all of you guys was really fun. And we went to lunch and we went to dinner and we saw tons of classes and we bought tons of product that we're going to talk about. So we saw tons of people and learned a lot more about our business, because this year it was Roots and Wings. And that was really fun in itself, because it's going back to the roots of Young Living, which I love. And so when we first got there, we went to the farm for the first day, which was fantastic. I can't wait to do that again. And then the first day of convention that we went to, Mary spoke for a while, and it was really great to hear from her. And she was speaking about Gary and I guess just his legacy and what he's left behind for everybody. And so she had some photos, or a video actually, of notebooks that Gary always wrote in on notepads everywhere. And she said she had, I think she said she had 8 totes of his notebooks. And so she started going through his notebooks and just sort of tossing the ones that didn't have anything specific on them and saving the ones that did. And so she found a notepad with a bunch of essential oil recipes that he had written down. And so that was the 2 oils that they brought to us this year, Roots and Wings oils. So one of them is Roots and one of them is Wings. And so I'm going to cover both of those. So this is Roots, and this was one of the recipes that he had written down, which I think makes it all the more special to me, because I've never met Gary, but I could always sort of, I don't know if this makes sense, but I could always sort of feel who he was. And he seemed really fantastic. And now after seeing like Jacob and Joseph, they are like equal parts of Gary. Like one of them super like crazy and fun, and one of them is maybe a little bit more serious. Like it just seemed like it was the perfect blend of who Gary would have been. And then the other one is Wings. So we'll go over both of those and talk about what's in those. But those are our 2 new oils this year for the conference. So I'm just going to go over really quick. Let's see. So Roots and Wings were originally formulated by Gary and later discovered by Mary on the stacks of old notebooks. She decided to produce them as a commemorative blend for our convention. Roots, she says, reminds us that our own roots run deep and are very steeped in history, knowledge, and strength that Gary and Mary established more than 25 years ago. Grounded in the strength of our legacy, we have the foundation of wisdom that frees us to spread our wings, so that's Wings, and to look for future horizons. Wings strokes our curiosity and encourages us to discover and grow, always with the strength of our legacy to drive us onward and upward. So then as they talked about them, they diffused them in the room. I was like, what is that? and it was like it was like dropping on us, and it was fantastic. I was like, I always wanted to be like in a cloud of oils. And now I am. So that was really neat. My son, he was like, do you smell that? I was like, yes, I do. So, and they do smell fantastic. This one I want to say is more like woodsy, like tree. Whereas I feel like this one is a little more floral. So two very different smells, but equally fantastic. So the roots is grounding with rich earth tones of myrrh, cistus, and angelica, fresh woodsy notes of sacred frankincense and grand fir, and a soothing essence of the balm of Gilead, which you guys would probably know more, Tina and Kathleen, what if we ever used balm of Gilead before. I don't know that it's in any of our stuff. I think this is a newer oil to us, and it only comes in the roots. So that's an interesting smell to bring into the blend. So you're going to use this oil blend while working to reconnect with the divine of your inner self, or as you work to strengthen your own personal foundation on a daily basis. So again, roots, so strengthening who we are in our core. So you can use it during meditation, yoga, prayer, as you work to feel centered and rediscover and remember your inner strength. So the balm of Gilead, I looked it up because I don't think I wrote anything down when I was there. But the balm of Gilead, it supports pain at the nerve level, and it supports inflammation. So that was interesting to know about that oil. And then the wings is exotic florals, which include geranium, rose, ylang ylang, lavender, notes of sweet citrus, orange, tangerine, and melissa. And if you've never smelled melissa, it's fantastic. I don't know why, but I'm very, very drawn to that oil. For the pituitary area, for the third eye area, energy center, works really well. Uplifting woodsy undertones of sacred sandalwood, Idaho blue spruce, northern lights black spruce, and sacred frankincense, and rich unique accents of myrrh, angelica, and German chamomile. So you can apply Wings essential oil blend topically to encourage personal inspiration, like, you know, flying and having your own wings to soar. You can inhale it to encourage a sense of renewal and rejuvenation. So both very personal type of blends to your inner self and who you are. So those are some fantastic new oils. And before we move on, I'm going to cover the Ningxia greens after you cover yours, Tina. So I just wanted to mention really quick, I don't know if Tina's going to cover them at all or if we will have time, but there were 3 other blends that came out. And these are specifically Jacob and his wife, Kate's oils. And they smell really good. I think they're more for scent, maybe more for just diffusing. They're in a blend of coconut oil. There's one that's orange creamsicle, one that is seaside, and one that is tropical tango. So they're very summery kind of blends, almost like maybe more of a candle, maybe to scent the room. And we had face products. So we have a new line. So, you know, we have our art line, we have our bloom line, and now we have our balance line. So this is more of a balancing, mattifying product. There is a 4th thing as well. It's a little mattifying thing you can put on before your makeup. But so far, I love all the oil blends, and I love this balance for my daughter, who tends to be very sensitive, but she has oily skin. So this has helped to sort of calm her skin down, and works really well. So anyway, over to Tina.
Okay, well, I definitely gonna have a few things to say about greens just because of my experience of greens. But we probably should jump back to the oils. So the one purpose oil, do you guys remember we had One Heart oil, and then we had, what was the next one? One Voice.
Mm-hmm.
And now this one is generated like from the foundation or with the foundation in mind, and it's one purpose, right? And so 35% of all of those oils goes back to our foundation. And when I get done talking about this oil, I'd like for my mom to share a little bit about the foundation. in a second, Mom. But wow, like all of these oils that they made are just packed with amazing choices. So this is what's in this: sacred frankincense. Okay, my real boyfriend. Okay, blue tansy, lime, ylang ylang, ocotea, blue spruce, geranium, regular or frankincense, cartery, and camphor. So this one kind of has the it's almost like it's a balancing oil to help you be balanced in all those areas, grounded and lifted, and I would say hormonally imbalanced. I would say lifted. I would say energized. I would say relieved of things that like if you've used this oil for ailments or what was like maybe on you, I want to say like on your body. And this would take it all away so you could focus on your purpose. That's what I feel like this oil is about. And keeping in mind that the design of the bottle, if you guys can see that, is designed by the women that make this. And you know that you sometimes you can get the combination of the bracelet with the oil still. And even last year's, they still have the bracelets. So these women who have been dealing with poverty, maybe some of them are single moms, what they make these beautiful pieces for us. And we have them a lot with our products, and that raises money and it gives them a bit like a business that we buy these from them. And then 35% of the oils that are produced go to the foundation to help these families. And so this has raised $80,000 in fair trade, $800,000 in fair trade pay. This is an incredible thing we do with our foundation. 35% of the proceeds go back, and it's these particular women are from Uganda, but I know we have outreach programs all over the globe. And with that said, I really think, since my mom is such a big fan of the foundation, I wanted to see if she would share with us a little bit about the foundation for a couple minutes. And I wanted to tell you, she's going to see her, she's going to Ecuador soon to see one of her foundation products. I'll let her talk to you about what she's doing there. Go ahead, Mama.
Yep. So I had a little girl when I first started. Probably when I hit sober, I had gone to the Amazon adventure, and there's all these kids there, and Gary's crying, of course. And I'm right next to Mary, and I said, Mary, we have distributors that could sponsor these kids. She goes, write it up and send it to Rick. And so I wrote it up and I sent it to David Goodman, who gave it to Rick. And the next time I came to convention, there were the kids being sponsored. So I took my little girl, Maria Leon, and I had her for a long time. I saw her when we hit gold, because Tina and I both hit gold at the same time. So we went to Ecuador, and she had a little girl and I had my little girl and a little boy, because when I hit gold, I took another one. But my little girl left and they gave me another one. So in 2017, I went when she graduated. Since she's come back, now they're having four sponsors per kid, and she already had 4, so I can get her again. So when I looked this time, when I went to convention, there was only 2 there. So I sponsored her again. So I'm going in February. She'll graduate in February. So I'm going again for a service trip and the graduation, which it costs a little bit of money, but you're building something there at the school, and it's pretty amazing there with the kids. And you really get to see it firsthand, because unless you're there, you really don't know. I mean, if you haven't been to a farm that supports kids like they do, and I think Tibet and some other parts of the world where I haven't gone, I'd like to go to Africa and Tibet, but the kids are just thrilled to see you. They latch onto you, and they are so wonderful. And you really get to see firsthand what it's about. So now I have her, she's graduating in February. Then I have Anthony Bidell And I think he's in junior high now, so I'll go another time. But I also give him $100 for when they get out of school and they're going to college, they don't have to pay tuition, which is really neat. So the foundation, all the money they make for the foundation goes to all these kids, all the different programs that they have, and you can choose the program that you want. They, have people that are saving kids from being trafficked. There's other things like in Tibet and Africa that they're doing. And usually in every place that they go, they do some kind of service for whoever's there. And you can always dollar up. You can always, when you go buy something out of Amazon, which I hate now, but I will do Smile so that they get a percentage of what I buy. And that adds up. And it's really amazing when you've gone the first time and all they had was the original school. And now they have 2 schools. When we were there for gold.
Okay, Mom, we gotta wind this one down.
I'm sorry, I just go on, I love it.
Wind it on down, Mom.
Over to you.
Mom, I love having you share about that though, because you're so passionate about it and your heart speaks volumes, and we love that. I love that you do that. I love that you inspired that in me. And honestly, when we saw 300 kids run up to our bus in Ecuador that year, and we found out half of them weren't sponsored, and there was there was 100,000 distributors, right? And there were a lot of people making great money at Young Living back then even. And I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe we don't have enough distributors sponsoring these kids. And I said, well, who's paying for those kids? And they said, well, Mary Young just goes ahead and pays for the ones that aren't being sponsored. I was kind of horrified, but now our foundation has grown and we have a lot of sponsors and a lot of projects going. And it's nice to see that idea grow. Mama's a really great idea that you had. So
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be nice to do one Wednesday just on the foundations again, to just kind of put that information out again.
Yeah. Cause like
Yeah.
the Soul for Hope, where you put
Yeah.
a party together and make their shoes and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Just
It's
spend
so
the
good.
whole
Yep.
session, just since you've got this up and running and people are getting in the habit and attending, it would be really great to have just like one session on just foundations.
I would
That's a
love
great
that.
idea, Leah.
Leanne. All right. What do
Yes.
we want to hit next? Oh, can I say a little bit about balance? A couple things about balance. That used to be our orange blossom line. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that. Also, it's very specific for like large pores. And let's see, everything's dual phase. And by the way, I didn't know this about oily skin. I learned this today, like getting prepared for this class. That if you have oily skin, some people will think not to hydrate their skin because they just don't want to put anything else on their oily skin. But actually your skin needs to be hydrated. And so the hydration they use in this line is what they call a matte hydration. So it's not shiny. And if your skin is not hydrated, even though you're oily, it will make more oil. So I didn't know that. So it still needs to be clean and then toner and then hydrated just with like a matte. So I thought that was kind of cool. But you could be anywhere from like probably any age really, but they're saying like 12 to 22. And then if you're a T-zone or oily type skin or have large pores, this might be the right skincare line for you, which I thought that was pretty interesting.
So
Okay.
are you saying they're not going to have the orange blossom anymore?
You know, I'm not going to say that because I don't know, but it's kind of like, they kind of keep everything. We sort of have 700 products, it seems like, at any given time.
I love it.
So you might find it in there.
So I wanted to ask Sienna really quick. Is she on here? Sienna, can
She
you
available?
can you tell us what this is? Because we stepped out for a second and we don't know
Oh,
we don't know anything about these three. So can you tell
hi.
us what's happening with these?
Okay, I'm sorry. I just got back from a road trip to Chico for the day. So I was like, I'm not going to show up, but here I am. So there is a podcast that Jacob recorded last week before he got his head shaved. And he's talking all about how him and Kate came up with this beautiful simplified line. And so what my understanding is, they believe that people who are brand new to oils, like young people, like early 20s, are really into just scents, like they like candles and all that kind of thing. And they have just memories of scents, like we all have memories. But all of us that have been in Young Living for a long time, we know all the benefits of the oils, right? We know what systems they're supporting and what emotions they're supporting. But young people really are a lot simpler than that. They just like, ooh, that smells good. And that's all they care about. So anyway, when I ran into Jacob at Gold Retreat in September, him and Kate were talking about this line. So I knew this was coming. So I was super excited when it finally came out. I think they also thought maybe about doing candles, but that probably got ixnayed because that'd be a little confusing for people. Most of us know that candles aren't healthy. So the diffuser is the best option. So they were talking with the science guy on their podcast that was played today, I believe, or I ran into it today. Anyway, just about how they came up with all these scents. And they're really designed to be used during the season. So they're not designed to sit on your shelf for months and months and, oh, I like that smell, I'll diffuse that at some point. They're designed to use during the season. And I believe they're probably not, they don't have the same stuff. I did come up with a question today when I was telling my 18-year-old about this, wondering, when we diffuse, it goes into the air, it goes into our lungs, it goes onto our skin, it goes into our system. If these are not, they're really not designed to put on us, but they're in the air. So I have a question now about it, but super fun. So the idea is just to get people diffusing and getting used to the idea of oils. That was my understanding. So I hope that answers it a little bit.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's my question exactly. So all of that, I was like,
Yeah, my mom gave me the scoop on them too. She said basically this kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you can use them on the body because anything you're using, Gary's thing was anything you're smelling is going in your body, So it's just that they're kind of targeted for diffusing, I think, they really are.
Yeah.
And they're nice and light and simple, and I'm excited about that. I'm like, oh, this is going to be like literally my diffuser oils, excited.
They smell
So-
really
My understanding too, from what they were saying at convention and everything, was that it's still the same quality and everything, but it just doesn't have the same therapeutic value that the other ones have because it's not targeting specific support systems. Like you said, it's more just for the scent and for the fun of it. But I wouldn't see any of our oils have been safe for the skin. I don't see why it wouldn't be safe to put them on if you wanted to.
If that's all you got.
Right.
Okay. Should I go into, do we want to talk about collagen?
Can I talk about my 3 favorite products? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I can't stop taking them. Like this one I took twice yesterday because I couldn't stop. I'm terrible. So you want to talk about the greens first? I can cover the greens. So this is Ningxia Greens. And I'm super excited about this. TMI. I tend to be constipated for my entire life, constipated. And I have liver issues. And it's been something I've never been able to balance very well. And I've done all the diets and I've done all the things and I've done all the cleanses and I've done all the colonics and all that kind of stuff. So greens are super important to me. I do have the MTHFR gene abnormality, which also means that greens are really important. Anything folate, B vitamins, those are all very important. But that's been my frustration all these years is I can't get enough greens in one set. I'm not going to sit there and, eat 45 salads in a day. Like I just feel like there's a line drawn. So I was really excited about this because I was like, well, at least I can boost that greens factor that I need to get in my day and maybe help my bowels, help my liver, help my digestive system, and all the supportive things, the nutrients and everything. So this one, the reason they put Ningxia, from what I wrote down and remember, there's the wolfberry sprouted leaves in here. And I believe there's wolfberry in here too. So that's the Ningxia part. The leaves are newly grown leaves used as food and tea generally. So those are in here. It's high in antioxidants. It's a fermented superfood blend. There's more than 60 botanicals. So we're getting a lot of fruits and vegetables in this. We're not just getting like 10 different ones. We're getting a lot. That's a lot. So there's microorganisms, micronutrients, there's mushrooms. Hang on just 1 second, because I want to get the name. So with the mushrooms, they're pulling out the beta glucans. So the mushrooms are what contain the beta glucans to support the healthy immune system. So I only learned about mushrooms and the immune system maybe like a year ago, because I thought it was kind of weird. I was taking a supplement. I was like, what's mushrooms doing in there? That's weird. So that's where I found out they've isolated this portion of beta glucans that support a healthy immune system. So that's in here too. So whole body health and nutrition. There's enzymes, fiber, obviously, energy productions, and there's also a multi-greens proprietary essential oil blend that Gary formulated. So that boosts vitality by supporting the glandular, nervous, and circulatory systems. And there's 0 added sugar. So no artificial sweeteners, no fillings, no added flavoring, nothing like that. It's just the greens and the mushrooms and the enzymes. And let's see, antioxidants and nutrients. And they're all, I love that the way that Young Living creates stuff is it's all bioavailable for the body to absorb. That's the way it should be, is available for our body to absorb. And so when I first started taking this, I went to the bathroom a lot. I was like, oh, that's a lot of fiber. That really boosts my fiber intake. And I got to say though, it felt really good to sort of clean the body out for the first couple of days. Like you can go slow, you can do like half a thing, but I'm more of like a, hey, let's do it twice a day kind of gal and get myself cleaned out. So, but I do love this product. I personally put it into lettuce, water, and frozen fruit. And then I just blend that in my Vitamix. Because I don't like a lot of extra stuff. I don't like milks or almond milks or anything like that. I just like, as many greens, as many fruits and vegetables as we can. So this product I highly recommend. It can be used with what Tina's going to talk about, the Inner Beauty Collagen, which is my other favorite. And last night I paired these two together because we ate a early dinner at like 5, and I knew that I was kind of going to be hungry before I went to bed. So I just did this. I did this. I slept so well. I was like, oh, wow. Like that was filling enough. And this tastes really good, by the way. So this tastes like greens. It's okay. It tastes like greens together with this. This tastes really good. So I liked the combo of that together. So Tina, why don't you go into the Inner Beauty Collagen next? You got to unmute yourself.
Honey, you're muted.
You got to unmute yourself.
Tina. You're unmuted.
Okay, just
you're
so you
muted.
know, I've been clicking on unmute the whole time while you guys are all yelling at me. I'm literally clicking on it. So, and anyway, so it's unmuted finally. Thank you. I did realize that. But it took 3 times for it to clear. Okay, so I'm so excited to share a little bit more about the Ningxia greens, because same thing like with Christy, notice that, whoa, okay, moving right along, okay? And it reminds me a little bit, Christy, does it remind you of anyone else here, of like kind of like celery juice, but not that extreme, right? So I'm like, every time I've drank this, I've had the same result. And I'm thinking, wow, I don't have my ICP daily, and this is working just as well, if not better. And that's really amazing. So also just back to, there's something in this called Perslan. And Perslan, what happened? Oh, are we still on? Okay. Oh, we got a slideshow.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Christy. Perslan is a vegetable form of omega-3 fatty acids. We're getting that in this. There's 184 phytochemical compounds, including phenolic acids, alkaloids, and flavonoids. And the different mushrooms, maitake, reishi, shiitake, anatake, and what's it called? It's like dark tail or something like that. Drake tail. You know, those are fantastic mushrooms for your immune system. So I'm really excited. 2 to 3 servings in that little scooper. 2 to 3 servings of fruits and vegetables, but it has 60 nutrient rich vegetables in the whole product. It's a natural prebiotic. It's oil infused. Can we talk about the oils that are infused in this? That's a really big deal. Rosemary, lemon, lemongrass, Melissa. I think Chrissy was telling you like how fabulous Melissa is. I don't know if you guys realize that the Melissa, when Mom and I were on the farm, where we grow Melissa is at St. Mary's, where we also have lavender. But the Melissa, I was there when they wanted to shut that farm down because there's no money made on Melissa lemon balm, like in terms of it doesn't turn a profit. And Gary said, no way. Melissa is one of our best antivirals. And he didn't care if it didn't make money because we need that antiviral. And so I love that that's in this product and in our other multi-greens product. Lemongrass helps with ligaments, but also there's been all kinds of studies about MRSA and lemongrass. Okay, we'll leave it there. But also HK Lin, I think Laura shared with us that HK Lin said during this time of the last couple of years that the #1 oil he would recommend in terms of the bugs that were flying around to support our immune systems would be lemon, and lemon's in here. It also is packed full of enzymes. So that's all in that green product. And of all 3 of these products, I'm having, as much as I love all 3 of them, I'm having more people are so energized about the greens. They're like, literally Ryan and his little buddy over there in Tucson are like, can you order some more of those? They've had it for 1 day. Okay. Who else was telling me they love this? Just basically everybody that takes it, and it just tastes like herbs. It doesn't taste like, it's not sweet. It's not, you know, none of that, but it's the great
Tina.
product of all time. I'm so excited.
Tina, does
Yeah.
does this take the place of the multigreens
It's
capsule?
different than the multi-greens, but I absolutely would use it like alternatively. Like I would use one of those products kind of thing. If you're someone who likes a pill, I would take multi-greens. If you're someone who likes a shake, I would do the shake. But you will see results from this right away. It's like you really feel it. Now I feel like the multi-greens is really awesome too, but it's different. And there's some new technology in this. So okay, on to the Inner Beauty Collagen. So this is so fabulous. So the thing that people might, you know, like when you're asking about a completely clean product, it's a completely clean product, but it does use fish. So it's not vegan and it's the fish scales. It's kind of crazy. So it's a marine source. Okay. But that's against a cow. So like a cow cartilage. So you're using the green source, not the green source, but the marine source of this product. And what's nice about this is it has 0 flavor, 0 taste. It doesn't taste like anything. And you can add it to everything. And you see results right away from this product. I feel like I'm already seeing results. Can you guys tell since convention? And I've used it for 3 times. I'm just not even kidding you right now. Like you feel like your skin is hydrating from the inside. You're like, okay, is this real? Because it is though, you know, you feel like, oh my gosh. Okay. So it has hyaluronic acid, it has ceramides, prebiotic fiber, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. It helps with smooth elasticity, the crepey skin shenanigans. It is sustainable fish source, by the way. So we're like in a sustainable, we're not like out there pulling fish out of the sea and then there's no more fish. Okay. Also, it also has no dairy, no gluten. It's okay. The way that the collagen is processed is hydrolyzed, which means it is already the smaller molecule between type 1 and type 2 collagen. It's the collagen already that's way more bioavailable naturally because of the molecular size, but then it's also hydrolyzed collagen where it's processed in a way that even helps it to blend into your water and not clump up and also be absorbed better. It helps with the artery walls. It helps with your intestines. Okay. And it does help with your joints also. So where the type 2 collagen only does joints and it doesn't do a dang thing for your skin, this one does your skin and it does joints. So it's way cooler. Okay. And then what else about it? The amino acids in it are basically the hydroxyproline, the glycan peptide, the stimulates the cells in the skin specific and hydrates them from the inside out. And then there's these Japanese peaches. Okay, we have these Japanese peaches and we use the ceraminides to hydrate the skin. That's another big piece of this product, which is really cool. And that helps strengthen the skin and makes it more permeable. So inside out skin hydration, it's great for complexion. It has no color, flavors or synthetics. It has vitamin C, zinc, and biotin in it. And it's just that all helps the collagen get absorbed into the body. In 20 days, you can see results from this product. In 2 months, you won't even believe it. So we're really, really excited. I do want to share that both these two products, I think, are 20 days. So I think what we do, I think with the collagen for me, I'll be buying 2 of these tubs. I don't know, somehow. I'll be using my points. All right. The greens, I think I'm going to maybe alternate with some other products that I use that kind of do some of this stuff. And I always buy protein mixes and I love all of our shake mixes. And I even like the ones that have a little bit of sugar naturally existing because they spike the pancreas for digestion. And I know about that, but I'm going to use the Power Meal. We'll talk about that next. What's nice is we finally have a really substantial vegan shake. And I am so excited about this because it is really, now, if you taste this and you taste our chocolate protein, you're gonna be like, this doesn't taste that great. But really for what it is, this tastes really good and it mixes really well with like other things. And it's like substantial, like Chrissy said, it's really gonna fill you up. And so Power Meal, let's see what are my notes for that. Okay, now I have to find them. Okay. I feel like I might have oh yeah. It gives you 20 grams of vegan protein per serving, 17 vitamins and minerals, 11 fruits and vegetables, and there's 0 sugar in it. It has a natural vanilla flavor, so existing naturally, and it's made from peas, pumpkins, peas and pumpkin mostly. And then it has orange essential oil and it has, oh my gosh, it has it lists all the 17 different, it has an enzyme blend, amylase and protease. I really like it when the shakes build in their digestive enzymes because most everyone is enzyme deficient. And I can't even tell you, like, I didn't know I was enzyme deficient, but when I first used one of our shakes, it was a long time ago, Balance Complete, the one they literally had a rest in peace ceremony for the old version of Balance Complete. And because most people who would take Balance Complete couldn't digest it because they didn't know they were enzyme deficient. So they had a packet full of more enzymes. And when I first had it, I cramped up and was like, what's wrong? Why can't I love Young Living? And what do you mean? So I was listening. My mom gave me these cassettes from forever ago that her friend gave her on Young Living. I was listening to Gary talk about the products. And he said, if you are cramping with any of our shake mixes, you are enzyme deficient for sure. And that's how I learned I was enzyme deficient. So then I waited a little bit and I tried it again with enzymes and I could digest it. But now they're building the enzymes in all the shakes because they know most of us are enzyme deficient. Everything's organic in this. When you look at this, it's so amazing. It's organic broccoli powder, organic carrot powder, organic apple powder. It's amazing. It has vitamin D3 in it. It's just a fabulous, fabulous product, and I'll rotate this one. I'm going to do a challenge with myself on this particular product because, like Christy, I'm feeling amazing. So those are most the shares that we had, but we really wanted to hear from everyone else here that went to convention, or maybe they were new to convention. For me, watching Christy being brand new to a convention experience and being with her on most of her events was so much fun to just witness her love it the way we all did the first time we came, and just like be so, inspired by that. And it's really hard to describe what convention's like, because it's a whole experience, and it's a whole Young Living family experience. So I'm going to shut up and let everybody take turns. And I'd like to start with you, Christy, because it was your first convention. It was amazing having your son there. And I just want you to share with people how it touched your heart, and maybe we can have other people share too.
It was really fun. I had a really good time, and I was going to bring my husband, and for certain reasons with our other business we have, he couldn't go. So I was like, oh, who to take, because I don't want to go by myself. But my son has started his Young Living business, and he can officially be a brand partner in August. And so I thought that would be a great opportunity for him to learn more about Young Living. He doesn't know anything else. He's always had oils on him. So, there's that desire as a teenager to sort of branch out and try other things. And so he's sort of kind of done that, tried other products, and then he always just comes back to Young Living. And so I said, I really think that this would be fun for you. And so he's like, oh, I'll go, and I was like, there's a lot of ladies there. And he's like, I don't care, I'll go. So he had so much fun. He was like, wow, this is so great. Like I think it was really fun for him to see Jacob and Joseph there, because they're similar ages. And so for him to see like them doing it, and then for him to see people in the business that were older guys that have been doing it for a while, for him to see them, he was like, wow, like he saw the potential then. And he was like, wow, I could do this. Like, it was really inspiring to have, I think when you have a lot of like-minded people in one space, you kind of just get super inspired to know that this is possible, like, and to see their success story and to hear, what they know about the products. And we heard from Kristen Boss, which was really fun to hear her, because I followed her on Instagram for the last few months, and to hear the things that she had to say about just business in general was really inspiring to me as well. And Noah learned a lot too. And then we had a science segment that was really fun to hear from our doctors. I don't think a lot of people know that we have a lot of doctors in Young Living that like have helped either create products, or they use the products themselves, or, in their companies. Or it was great to see Dr. H.K. Lynn and Tom Reed, and to get, have Noah shake their hand and be like, this is a legendary moment right now, because we don't know, like, there's a lot of older people in the company, and we don't know how long we're going to be able to be with them. And so to be young and like seeing someone who's already been there a long time, that was really fun too for him. So he was standing next to HK Lynn. I was like, get a picture. He's all, what? I was like, get a picture with HK Lynn. He's all, okay. He's all, who is that? I was like, it's a doctor. It's legendary. You're going to want this later. So I was like, where's the picture? So he texted me the picture, and he said HK Lynn was laughing. He's like, HK Lynn was like, I'm important. Do you want a picture with me? And Noah was like, yes, I do. So it was really fun moments. It was great to meet people from way high up in our upline, Marcella and Courtney. It was great to see them and see Dallas, and because I only know them online. I only know them from email and Facebook and stuff. I've never met a lot of these people. So I had a really good time. I had a great time at the luncheon with our group, just taking some time out to spend time together for a little bit and meet people from Idaho. And I don't even know wherever everyone was from, but to meet Jennifer and Cassie was really fun, because I've heard about everybody, but now it was fun to see, faces and take pictures and shake hands. And So I can't wait to go next year. I'm so glad it's like mid-July, because now next year I'm like, I'm gonna stay a full week, because I was like, oh, I gotta go home. I'm like, I was on the plane. I was like, do you want to go home? And he's all, no, not really. And then you like, it was terrible. You like posted pictures and we were like, ah! We were like looking at him in the airport. We're like, no, we missed the last part. So for sure next year it'll be a Sunday to Sunday thing so that we can get that full experience. I feel like I missed half the classes because I didn't know they were at the Hilton. So I was like, kept going to the convention center, not knowing like, oh, there's a whole other thing at the Hilton. So next year I'm going to be more prepared with my schedule so I can hit like, I'm going to be strategic, Tina. I'm going to wear you out. I'm going to be like, okay, morning.
You already wore me out.
See everything.
Does anybody else want to share about their experience? Tony?
Denise, Beata, Tony.
Beata was
Beata.
rocking it.
That's
It was my first time too, going to convention, and I just have to say, like, it was an experience. Like, I don't know how else to describe it other than it was an experience. I have just had a lot of personal things going on, so I went there feeling very exhausted, very empty, very tired, and I left just feeling extremely full and not, I same feeling like I didn't want it to end. Like I was tired because there was a lot, but it just, I didn't want it to end, but it was an amazing experience. Just being with everybody, human diffusers walking all around me, being diffused. I have to say one of the most awesome experiences was being in the big, meeting room for the general sessions and them talking about the oils, the new ones, the foundation oil and the two convention oils, and they're describing them and everything that's in them. And then they just start diffusing them on us and you can start to smell it. And that was pretty amazing. I have to say it was awesome. So it was just an extremely good experience. I will definitely go again. I got a lot out of it, just being there, not to mention seeing the farm, and going out to Tapiona and seeing where, Gary Young was, buried and everything like that. It was just, it was amazing.
So cool. Thank
Thanks
you for
for
sharing,
sharing.
Tony. Totally.
I'll share.
Yay, Denise.
It was my first time. Hi, Laura. It was my
Hey.
first time. And I was really glad that I was finally able to attend what was it? I don't know, 4 years ago. I was planning on going and then I fell and broke my shoulder, so I couldn't go. And I was really bummed, and then moving and all kinds of other things going on. So I was really glad that I was able to participate and meet people face to face. That was really, really good. I loved seeing how down to earth Mary was. I think I was face to face with her on 2 separate occasions, and I thought, do I get my picture with her? Do I or don't I? And I don't want to bug her, so I didn't bug her, but I took pictures of other people taking their picture with her. So, but I thought, oh, well, maybe next time. But I really appreciated how friendly she was, how open she was to anybody that came up to her, dancing on the floor. It made it feel more like family. And so I really appreciated seeing that side of Young Living. I do have a question though, and I don't know if anyone can answer it. I don't even know if anybody noticed it, or maybe it's, I don't know. But anyway, the examples that they used on the boards when they were, the speakers were talking and they were identifying the oils that were in the blends, the roots and wings, all of the pictures that they showed for the oils, none of them said therapeutic on it. And I was wondering, are they removing that terminology from Young Living?
Let's see. I could probably guess. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, Gary Young actually coined the phrase therapeutic grade, and then everybody copied him. So now when you say therapeutic grade or therapeutic, it doesn't really have the same punch because everybody uses those words on all their oils. And they even say that they're pure. They even say that they're 100% organic. They say all kinds of things when really they are fractionally, distilled and or adulterated and extended, and they're allowed to do that legally. So they may not have, they may not have used that for that reason, because it doesn't really hold the same punch. But we like to say Young Living therapeutic grade. Because it's kind of cool to be copied by all these other companies, but that's why the pharma experiences are so important to experience, and also the hands-on and the connections you make when you actually are with the people that found the company. And I'm glad some of you got to go when there was 7,000 people there and not 42,000, because you can get a better sense of that. Of course, I know that about them because my mom and I started going to conventions when there was 2,000 people, and we thought that was a lot, but they always do their best to make themselves available and make you feel like you are part of their family, which is their belief. And that's what you guys could really feel that. I think, you're dancing on the floor with Mary. We had the boys hanging out. I'm sure that Noah and Joseph had a picture together, and we've been experiencing that for years with Young Living, that they make a point of all of that. And you can go to our farms and see distillation. You can, we planted lavender in the fields. We planted lavender in the planters that are going to go into the fields. I've actually planted lavender in the fields also, but that was in France. But all around the world, our farms, you can go to. Gary was really big on that. Because he feels like, he would say, you don't know where your food comes from unless you've been to where they've been grown. And you really don't know that. People would say, but Gary, he'd be like, don't eat bread, basically. And they'd say, well, we have this sprouted bread. Well, where did that get sprouted from? He'd ask you. Because he knows so much about farming. He understands like it's no good unless you know where it came from and how it's been treated. And so he wants everybody to come and see that. And that's what's great about our farm experiences. And that's how we know the difference between our company and others. And all the copycat companies, ask to go see their farm, see what happens, and see their distillation. They don't have answers for you at all. They can't provide that because they're buying from the oil marketplace. And there are some good, like mom and pop distillers that have a distiller in their backyard. And they do some decent oil here and there. But for the most part, it's all perfume market oils. And they'll use those terms like therapeutic grade or natural or pure. And I remember going to work one day, and the lady that owned the spa I was working in was diffusing these candles. And I'm like, I'm going to have to cancel my whole day because I'm going to have a migraine in about 10 minutes. And she's like, they're all natural. And I said, where have you ever seen a cookie dough plant? Okay. They're not natural. None of those scents are natural. I promise you. Okay. There's no such thing as a cookie dough tree. All right. And so even if it did smell like a tree though, all those scented candles, all that scented stuff, that is not the Young Living therapeutic grade. It's not. And, it's sad, but it's the truth. So be careful, because those are the same chemicals that disturb your whole endocrine system and cause you to be out of balance with your hormones and cause all kinds of horrible toxic events. We're going to be talking a lot more about that, because Christy and I really want to bring that information forward and be real specific about it. But I hope that answers your question. I don't know if that's the truth, but that's what I feel it probably is.
Tina, can I add on too? As we all know, our oils are way above organic standards, but we don't say the term like way above organic standards. It's all what Tina is sharing with us, and what our tour guide, Denise, Tina Jones, right? Our tour guide at the distillery shared with us. So, we just don't, have a term that says way above organic standards. But when and learn everything that Tina has shared with us tonight and, through the years, that's when we know You know, I do think the bottles do say therapeutic grade still, but maybe the slides didn't say that.
I believe
But-
they changed the terminology from therapeutic to premium.
Oh, does it say premium on the bottles?
I don't know if it says it on the bottles, but on the seed to seal, they say it's premium, not therapeutic. There was some reason they had to change the terminology.
Uh-huh.
I don't know exactly.
Interesting. So Denise, really, if we know it's Young Living oils and you buy it from Young Living, if you buy Young Living through anywhere else, as we know, you know, trying to buy Young Living through Amazon, that does not mean you are getting Young Living oils, you know? So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
I just remember Julia, that was your first time too. Is Julia in the
Can Julia
in
hear
the-
us?
house? I don't know. We always just see her her cute image, but not her cute face.
She's busy with kiddos, probably.
I'm sure. And Beata? Is Beata still in the house?
Yeah, did we hear from Beata? I had to step away for a minute.
Yeah, Beata.
Beata.
Okay, I'm
Come on,
here.
Beata.
Oh, Julia's in the dark. Oh, so can't see me anyway. We don't need to see you. Just share. You really enjoyed it, she's saying.
I had a really good time.
Oh, there she is.
I'm really
Yay.
glad I went. It was awesome.
Oh, I love it. Well, and you and Sienna could not have been like double Wonder Women if it weren't for you. The costume.
That's right.
Costume mama. I mean,
That was fun.
and right, and have the angels all seen who was one of the superstars in the Young Living Foundation post, where there was only one post about the 5K run, and we have an angel superstar in the house, and she was decorated by
guess.
Julia.
That
Costume.
was so cool. I was
Right?
like, oh my God, that's so awesome.
Totally. Oh my gosh. And then Sienna and Julia, this is a little side note, angels, but they were able to find time to try Brussels sprouts all throughout Salt Lake City. Okay. So just a little
Woohoo!
extra fun knowledge. Brussels sprout dishes all throughout the city. Okay.
Yes, and FYI, the
glad
best
you got
ones
your
are
enzymes.
found at Ivy across the street from the
Oh.
Marriott.
Okay.
Very cool. Oh my
They're
god.
Yata,
roasted
you're up.
and marinated in honey
Oh.
maple mustard.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds amazing.
Right.
Good.
Where's
So
Beata?
So good. Beata in the house.
Yeah,
Where-
still here. Yeah.
Share.
You know, what can I add? Everyone, I think, you know, it was also for me amazing experience. I was telling Tina yesterday, I went like a blank card, nothing to expect, to just be filled in. And it was very positive experience in a sense of getting so much good vibration, good energy. And even, I mean, for me, it was also inspiring the collaboration with people, random people. I think we talked, my husband and I, because we went together with people about like many different subjects. Like at some point, I think we spent like half an hour with some people talking about dogs and, you know, how to apply the raindrop on dogs and cats and all of this, and then some other things. And it was like, wow, you know, it was like everyone felt like family in a sense. So that was for me one of the nice, great, profound, I would even say, experiences. And those products, you know, during the convention, like Christy was saying, you know, the oils flying around, coming from many different places. It was like, oh my gosh, I think I am in like space somewhere. Kind of like a cosmos, I don't know. High in the universe. It was very nice. Spaceship, I would even say, and very nice smelly spaceship.
It was
Beata.
your husband there too, Beata.
Yes.
It was
Your
so
husband was on fire. He's the cutest thing on the face of this earth. And
know,
I
that's
have to add too, I wasn't with you guys, but we see this video in our Fun Angels group text message where we're all sharing, I'm over here, come join us. What time is lunch? Whatever, sharing photos. And we see this video of Beata like just holding Mary, just like dancing like they're children, you know, like with no care that it's two women or, you know, whatever. I mean, they were like pure inner child, just loving with each other and dancing. It was like the most beautiful thing. And I know we all saw you, Beata and Adam, have like so much fun.
Yeah.
Probably
yeah.
close to one of the times of your lives. And that was so
Yeah.
cool, so touching.
That
Send me
was
that
you
video.
know, yeah. I
That's so good.
Somebody send me
Yeah.
that video of Beata dancing with Mary.
I know it was
You can't.
I
Yeah.
would probably step back because you know there's so many people kind of like trying to get to Mary, and I was like, I didn't feel comfortable, but my husband was like pushing us kind of in that way. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It was nice. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
Adam,
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
Adam,
all for
cutest
coming. Does
thing.
anybody else have anything they'd like to share? Hi, Claudine. There's Kathy's here and Sandy's here.
Angel
So nice to
Claudine.
have all of you here.
I'll just say, even though I wasn't there in person, it was fun to see what I saw virtually, and I could feel the excitement. And yeah, I got my products today in the mail. Yay! I'm glad I still got to get the stuff, and I got the free shipping. And I already tried the greens, and I think Christy said, yeah, they're green, but you know what? They're very drinkable, just plain, but I'll try them in a smoothie too. So thanks for the extra info here tonight.
Cool.
Yeah. The greens are awesome. Tina, I wanted to share earlier from what I've learned from Jen Springer is you want your reds and your greens. So for those of us who've been drinking the reds for 14, 15, 16 years, great. But like, it's about time to have our greens also. And I mean, I know we've all been doing the multi-greens, but I know this is like to a whole new level. So now we can have our staple reds and greens, and we can do these greens now for the next 15 plus 30 years with our reds. Yeah. There you go. She's
And we
showing
have a
it.
class tomorrow night at Kathleen Bailey's house at 6:30. Please invite people to that. We do have some confirmation of some people coming. And then Sienna and let's see, Claudia, I think are having a class on Saturday too.
A lot of classes.
Yeah.
Yep. Join us on
Angel-
Saturday, 12 to
So
3.
there's no excuse to not come try. I'm actually
Right.
bringing product for people to taste and try.
Yeah.
So take advantage
Love
of it.
it.
I fly home to Tucson on Saturday. So
So come to all the classes. And Angel Kathy Bucker, that's awesome that you joined us. Come
yes,
to the
Angel.
classes to learn
Come
more.
to the classes. All you have to do is message one of us for the address.
I just wanted to jump in too and say I missed it so much. And I was just watching from afar when I could. But I am so excited to come next year. And I too feel all the energy. Oh, it was really hard not to be there. Really
bet.
hard. So I loved the way you guys presented everything. I was in and out. I'm still packing and stuff, but I just wanted to say I love the way you presented it, and I can't wait till it's ready to release so I can share it in my group. So everyone gets to hear, you know, firsthand. You guys like explain it really well. So and I can't wait to go next year. So I'm getting my ticket, and I can't wait to see you all next year.
I'm pretty sure
And,
Christy's
and bring
never
my
gonna
team
miss one.
too.
Right. And Claudine, since you went virtually, right? Or someone did.
I haven't really done too much because I'm packing, but
But
I
if
have
you
it
did
here,
have
and
the
I've been watching
virtual-
other people sharing, so I just haven't looked at it.
Well, I was just going to share, if you even have the virtual ticket, if you or anyone in your team has it, you can still get those or any order in before waiting for it to open up to everyone. Just remember that, because you know how it sells out sometimes, and any
You
or
know,
all.